I am tired and hot, and I'm still a little sweaty. Uh, when I was heading to Osaka Namba today, the humidity was at 81%. So it wasn't hot temperature wise, but still very, very sticky. Um, so yeah, after the show, a few of us went out. We had some yakitori, which is like chicken stuff, chicken skewers. Hey, Rich, how's it going? Hello, hello. I'm tired. I'm full, and I am ready for bed. But you know what? For you guys, I do this for you. Oh, and I am parched. All right. Um, let's see. Shall we just get right into it? Okay. Well, today it was special on two counts. Hold on just one second, folks. I'm going to see if I can change something right here very quickly, but I don't think I can. Okay, let's go into this. Hello, Paul. How are you? Okay. Um, the show is special on a couple of counts. The first is that it was Miku's 誕生日前夜祭, which is Eve. It's her birthday Eve. So if you guys were watching or do know that at Otaru, uh, Mike Barber had the idea of making fans made for Misa's birthday. So designed that, got that made, and we passed it out and we threw it up. Had a nice little appreciation for Misa, but we didn't have anything really done for Miku, especially because of the size of the venue, much larger, and plus because it's, you know, by number, there's no way to really organize something for people up at the front. It's just everyone is just kind of everywhere. So, but I decided that at the very least, if not something directly for her, that I would just kind of make this really quickly. Took me a couple of hours, and then just passed it out to some fans. So I had 300 made, passed this out, but I do still have a stack saved. So if and when I ever make it back to the States or somebody else does, maybe some of these can be yours if you would like them. I don't know if you would. Thanks. Thank you very much. Now, the other reason why today was so special is that according to Saiki, Osaka is SAIKI'S Osaka. And according to Saiki, she is a member of the Hanshin Tigers, which I don't think anybody really knew until today. She, you guys know she's an absolute fan. She's an absolute fan of the Hanshin Tigers. So even the Gotochi shirt today was black with Band-Maid with yellow and black stripes, which was done actually the last time in Osaka at Big Cat, which was back in April. So yeah, that was pretty it's pretty funny. Today she was especially excited and charged to really talk about Hanshin Tigers. I feel like it seemed like she was giving her all tonight, but at the same time, I get the feeling that maybe she was thinking a lot, thinking a lot about Hanshin Tigers because they played today, and they actually played against Hiroshima Carp. And for those who don't know, I consider Hiroshima my jimoto in Japan, my hometown in Japan, because when I first came to Japan, I spent a few weeks there, got really close to people, experienced a lot of good stuff, make good friendships, and it's really holds a special place in my spot. That was the first baseball game I went to in Japan was Hiroshima Carp. So, but anyhow, Hanshin Tigers won, so Saiki was very enthused. Now, with that being said, I've been to Osaka Namba Hatch 3 times. The first time was in 2019. I was living somewhere else, not in this area, so I flew over here. No, I flew, or did I take the Shinkansen? I think I flew over here for a show. And then I ended up hearing Endless Story for the first time that show. Also, I heard Wonderland for the first time at that show. That was, I believe, in May 2019. And at that time, I actually really liked Endless Story from the get-go. I don't think everyone did. I don't even know if everyone does. And then Wonderland, I don't think Psyche had quite nailed it. So I thought it was decent. I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. um, and then the second time was last year for the pre-US Okuji. It was the first show they did after coronavirus. And I felt very privileged to be able to attend that. Very different scenario because with with that show, people were still wearing masks and we couldn't shout or yell. And lo and behold, just a little bit over a year later, here, 2023, October 20th, um, I hope we remember just how lucky we are to be able to sing and shout and just pour our hearts out at these shows. It is such a gift. And I definitely do not take that for granted. Hey, Carlos, hola. ¿Qué pasó? So I really feel lucky to be at these shows, and this year in particular. Now, I think some of you guys are wondering, how is Peter able to attend all these shows? Um, it's uh, I can attribute it to my benefactor, Michael Barber, who had asked me to buy tickets for him for Band-Maid shows, like pretty much all of them. And for the ones that I I don't think so. I don't think so. You only see about this much of my life. But the much that you see, this much that you see, it's not too bad, I'll be honest. So Michael Barber did a I think we got like 2 tickets for each show. I bought those for him. And he said, let me know which shows you would like to attend, and you can have the other ticket. So as to why I've attended so many shows this year around compared to other years is because of Michael Barber. Yeah. So thank you, Michael, always for helping me out in so many different ways. Thank you. I appreciate your friendship deeply. Okay. Um, it was a really fun show. Um, all the previous shows, the biggest one was I think Hiroshima at 800. No, that's not true. I think Big Cat was right around 800. Kobe, Kyoto, little large too. But Osaka Namba Hatch, they've got a great sound system. So 1,500 people roughly, and I'll say that tonight, the last few shows with Band-Maid had been at smaller venues, really nice, packed, and don't get me wrong. Like I always say, I will live and die by the club venues. I love the sweat, the passion, just the madness, just being so close up. You really feel connected to the band, and not just with Band-Maid, but any band. You really feel like you're in this together. But today's show, I was 308, A300. So not not in the middle, a little bit further in. Yes, they did. And I tweeted that out yesterday to Miku and to Saiki. I really don't know if that had anything at all to do with their decision to play it, but they did it, and I was so happy. I was like, is this it? Is this it? um, yeah. Um, so I decided, and this week I was slightly under the weather. My throat was a little bit, um, yeah, my throat was a little bit getting scratchy. I did give Miku a few of the cards, or I don't know if she'll pass it out to the rest of the band. I just gave them 5. And then I passed out the rest of the cards, about 250 roughly, to other people. So I was just passing it out to all these people, and like, oh, here's some Misa fans. I have some Misa fans too. Here you go. Okay. So as I was saying, let me get through this. Let me get through this. Today's show, I was a little bit more subdued, more observant. I didn't just kind of throw myself in. I was right next to the rail that sort of corrals the princesses in one section, and that helps because you're not surrounded on both sides and front and back. Uh, the guy in front of me though today, it was both cute and annoying and a little frustrating. But the guy in front of me was just kind of doing this the whole time. The entire time that there were songs playing, he was just all I'm seeing from the back. This is all I'm seeing from the back. Just and it looked like he was enjoying the show. I'm glad he did, but I don't know. I really seem to situate myself next to around people who are slightly abnormal in how they express themselves. Um, but hey, if you enjoyed the show, good for you. Uh, so I mean, I saw them at a fair distance. I was, right in front of Misa. But from my point of view, I could see everybody pretty well except for Konami. I didn't see her too much today. I saw some of Akane and then Misa all the time, Miku all the time, Saiki like most of the time. So that was fine. Um, and sound wise, you know, being so tight and being so close, it's an amazing it's a really amazing experience for those who have had that, especially with Band-Maid. It man, I don't know. It just it's a different it's a different creature. It's a different creature. Um, but today, being at a fair distance and kind of being slightly under the weather, I decided to just take it easy. Um, and just observe and take in the sound too. And I'll just say this: the sound was phenomenal. All the few previous shows I've been to have been smaller venues. Sound system wasn't like 100%, especially like in that small of a venue. It's hard to contain that much noise coming at you. But today, ah man, it was like I felt like I was watching Bandmade in THX or hearing them in THX. It was like crystal clear lightning strikes and thunderclaps. Like it sounded so good. It sounded so good. I mean, the crisps were so crisp, and Akane's drums. I absolutely love it when somebody can just mix and Mike can mix the drums just right. So it's got that deep, fat, wide, just pump, pump. It hits so hard. Oh, thank you so much, Paul. No problem at all. SAIKI'S voice was it always is. It's phenomenal. It's gorgeous. She's just so good. So the drums were mic'd so well. I mean, I could hear everybody today. Um, yeah, I don't think I was necessarily in the best place, but even where I was, it just sounded so great. Uh, and you get to hear Misa's bass and hearing it not just her bass, which again is great, but when you hear everything in that mix and it's all spaced out well, and you can hear everything, the highs, the mids, the lows. You hear the rumble, you hear like the janglies, you hear that chunk, those chunks, that that waka waka, you know what I'm talking about? You can hear everything so well and how it's just panned so well and it just comes together so well. Um, so that was a highlight for me actually, which it usually hasn't been. I mean, I still love the songs, but the sound system was and the way that it was done tonight was just fantastic. I really, really enjoyed that a lot. And it made me appreciate the songs on an observant level. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. Uh, so let me just share a few of the things that I actually got today as gifts. So I was really thankful for. So I did pass out the postcards and some fans that were left over. Now, I do actually have quite a few of these because I went myself to the Osaka showroom for Zemitis. But D-san, it's DII on Twitter, but she gave me one of her Zemitis picks. So thank you. Um, I do have some, but I do like them, so I'm very happy to get one more. Uh, Yes, now that you mentioned Marshall, he was there. So he was gracious enough to reach out to me on Twitter and actually ask if I was going. He decided a few days ago that he was going to go, so he got me a whole set, and then he got me the shambles. Can you tell by the calves? He got me the shambles Miku, but if you notice, her guitar it broke. So I'm gonna have to glue that sucker back on. Very delicate, very delicate. So thank you again so much, Marshall. I appreciate it. It was good to see you again. Glad just I decided to come out, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Yeah, I mean, and then John Lane. Oh, for those who actually watched the pre-show live stream with the interviews, he passed out these cards. For those who don't know, he is a photographer who does phenomenal work. So these are his pics of Miku and Saiki. And then he has these of Konami, Akane, and Misa. But on the back, Bill, thank you so much. Man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know what? I'm happy to do this work. I'm happy to meet good people and um yeah, I mean I'm just glad to connect people to each other. I think I really enjoyed that a lot, so thank you. Um but there were some mistakes made. He mentioned it to me, but there were mistakes made on the QR codes. So there are some issues and don't use the QR codes, but just go to his actual website and his Instagram. And I'm not sure if it'll focus well close up, but let me see if I can I focus that? Will that focus? No, it won't. Okay, let me just say this to you, okay? I'll say this to you. Let's see. Instagram, Jonathan Lane Photographer. Lane, Lane. Is that with the dot? Yeah, Jonathan period Lane period photographer. And then jonathan-lane.com. So you can check out his photos, and if you ever want to hire him for any work, please feel free to. He does some good stuff. Oh, and then um, I don't know if this is because I was passing things out, but I got, just some nice goodies. So I haven't opened them up and I haven't eaten it yet, but I will, and I'm very eager to eat some good stuff tomorrow. I don't think I should eat these tonight. All right. So I rarely ever do this. I don't think I've actually ever done this. I don't tweet or post stuff during the show because I want to focus on the show. But I had to. I just had to. So in Band-Maid Fans Cafe, if you are a member, um, I just I just posted very quickly. Holy shit! Shake that. That's the tea. So I'm gonna start off with that. They did shake that. um, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna Tarantino this and then go all the way back to the beginning, and then we'll lead up. All right. So I learned a good way using acronyms to remember the first five songs that are usually played. Is Digapu, like the gap? Digapu. Domination, glory, alone, play, and then unleash. So that's the usual five that they start off with. And then they go into a quick short little MC, and then they start just rolling out like who knows what. And tonight was holy hell, what the hell? So those are the first five. You guys probably seen the set list on Twitter or in somewhere. But if not, here we go. That was the first five. Moving on. Don't you tell me Old school, don't you tell me, with the guitar and bass battle between Misa and Konami, which is really nice. And you know, they changed it up a little bit. It's not exactly the same, so you just never know. Really happy to hear that. And then after Don't You Tell Me, they start playing, and I'm like, oh shoot. And I was thinking like, wait a second, world is this from World Domination? I was like, wait a second. And my mind had not for even a second fathomed the idea of them playing anything earlier than Brand New Made. So I didn't expect anything from Made in Japan or from the beginning. And then as I'm listening, I'm like, they're playing Shake That. They're playing Shake That. And my eyes started to water. My eyes started watering, and I swear I really was about to cry. Um, and it's funny because I mean I love the song too, but I wouldn't say that it's in my top 10. And even though it's not in my top 10, I know how special that is and what a moment it is. If you've been around for a while and you know some of the set lists, you know that, you know, some of these songs just don't ever get played. And then when it does, it's just like you feel so special. You feel so incredibly privileged. Um, I don't know. It's like seeing Michael Jordan like dunk from the free throw line or something, you know? It's just I don't know how to explain it, but it's really special. Um, so I'm very grateful tonight that they played Shake That. And it's forever something that I have. Why am I getting so emotional? And then they went to Shambles, which I think it has grown on me even more. I enjoyed the song, but I like it even more live. And you know, there is a difference. Um, I would say if I were to choose like a top 10, if I were to choose a top 10 of Bandmate songs, it would be different from, say, a top 10 of live performance songs. Because a live performance of a Bandmate song changes it a lot. And they're not the same. Okay, then they did Brightest Star, which is Miku's song, From Now On. And usually I always look straight directly at Kanami, but I couldn't see her, so I decided I would look straight at Misa, and it wasn't a bad thing. I really enjoyed it as well. But there is something special about looking at Konami doing those crazy eyes and focusing. Um, moving on, they had another MC, and then after that, a lot of Hanshin Tigers talk. Saiki was really pumped and happy today, and I think she really set the fact that it was Hanshin Tigers and it was Miku's sort of birthday eve. It really set the tone and the energy. I think those two especially set the tone for the shows because they're the two front ladies. They're the ones doing the MC work. They're the ones who really are sort of leading the charge. After the MC, Screaming, which I don't remember the last time I heard. It might have been back in April. So I was really glad that I got to hear them, or hear Screaming again. And because it was placed more in the middle than towards the end, it didn't quite have that momentum. But still, I mean, Screaming is just such a great song. Hey, how are you, David? Good to see you. Um, and then Rine came on, and I didn't know how much I liked Rine until I got as excited. It's like you don't really know how much you enjoy something until you're enjoying it. Does that make sense? So I didn't really know how much I enjoyed Rine until they played it back in Anaheim this past August. And there is footage of me out there, me losing my mind and making unfortunate noises at the excitement. And again, I told you most of the show I was more subdued. I wasn't screaming and yelling like and just going nuts. I was kind of just enjoying it, just bobbing my head. And then Rina came on. I was like, yeah. So I was like, oh man, I really love this song. So Rina, I think might be a top 10 live song. I don't know if it's top 10 in the Band-Maid discography, but it's definitely up there. And hearing that again, it's such a good song, and especially live. So if you haven't experienced that yet, I would encourage you to go to every single Band-Maid song until the end of time, until they perform it. So if you can do that, please do so. That's my encouragement. And then after Rine, uh, the acoustic came out. The acoustic came out, and I thought, okay, here comes maybe Anemone or Memorable. They played Page. You know, the whoa, whoa, Conqueror, first track. And that blew me away. Um, that is really not a song that I expected to hear um, at all, if ever. But they did Page, and it was beautiful. It's a beautiful song, and it's actually a really encouraging song if you know the lyrics. And it's one of the I think it was Psyche's favorite song off of Conqueror. It may have been one of them, but it's just beautiful, and Psyche does a beautiful job. It's really. Then we got Memorable, and Psyche always kills it, and then we get Corallium. And the thing that I love so much about Corallium is actually Akane, because when Akane goes at it on the drums during the chord, there's yeah, it's like, and not to be insensitive towards current events, but it just feels like bombs dropping from the sky. I mean, just it's just all around, just hitting you at all sides, and it's phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. But Corallium is just it's another great song that Psyche. I don't know if she wrote the entire lyrics. I don't recall. I forget. Do you guys remember? I think that she did. I think that was the first one that she did by herself, but it may have Miku may have contributed as well. So we had Corallium, and then I finally got Go Easy. I finally got Go Easy. I had been wanting that song for the longest time, ever since I heard that they started playing it. So they did Go Easy. It feels like a mix. It sounds like a mix of Rine and Shambles. It's a pretty straightforward hard rock song. Um, yeah, I mean, I'll have to hear it again. It's the first time, but yeah, I think I like it. I think I like it. So Go Easy. I got that. Finally. Thank you, Miku. Psyche. Thank you. Actually, Psyche, because it was her list today. Um, then we got Dice and Hate. Now, Dice and Hate is really really powerful 1-2 combo from Band-Maid when they play it back to back. Um, yeah, this is gonna be this is gonna be oh man. I know if I say this, I'm gonna sound like a douche. Um, and I don't mean to be a douche or douche-like or douchish uh, or douchical, but there since I've attended a fair amount of Band-Maid shows, particularly this year, um, man, this sounds really bad. This really makes me sound. Um, I've heard certain songs a lot of times, so I don't feel like I necessarily have to hear it again. Um, and as much as I love Dice, I've heard it so much. Because I mean, let me tell you guys, I've listened to Band-Maid for 5.5 years now, and for a good portion of those 5 years, I listen to Band-Maid like every single day. And we're talking maybe at the minimum 4 to 5 hours a day. That's kind of how it was at a certain point and for quite a long time. So as much as I love the songs, you get tired of certain things. You know, you can only eat steak like every day for so long. And I'm just being honest. So please don't hate on me. Anyhow, but my point is that even though am I douche light? I don't know. That deep, dark, rich. Okay. Um, yeah. So, but hearing Dice and seeing the crowd go wild for it and hearing everyone singing along, you just feel the energy. And again, as much as you feel a little bit tired of hearing certain songs, I was so happy to see everyone really just thrilled by it, and it was just really cool to see. And then that leading into Hate, and Hate, I think has actually, I think it's actually replaced Freedom in my book to being the song that I have to hear live for it to really feel like a Band-Maid Okuji. For the longest time, it was Freedom, and I felt like if I don't hear Freedom, then it's not really a Band-Maid show. Um, but yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, so Rich, I would actually test myself. I would actually purposely fast from Bandmade so that I could appreciate it again. Um, you know, after not hearing it for a while, and it actually works. Uh, but hey, that's all up to you. That's totally up to you. You know, I'm just being honest here, and I think especially because with this year in particular, I've been kind of setting my sights on a lot of other bands, a lot of other music, and kind of just, experiencing, I don't want to say as much as I can. I'm not really a quantity guy. I used to be with food, but otherwise, I really want deep, rich quality. So maybe one day, maybe one day. Um, Okay, hold on. So, but yeah, Hate is a song that I really just I love hearing. Especially that solo from Konami after they do the battle. It's weird. It's like, I mean, the battle between Misa and Konami is one thing, and it's amazing. But that leading into that solo and just those notes, those first few dun 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 dun, it I don't know. Tell me if you guys can relate to this. Um, there are certain songs that you hear and it might only be like a bar or maybe even one note of something that someone played or someone sang, but you have to hear that over and over and over and over again. There's just something about that note, something about that moment, that beat that just grabs you. Um, that's how I was. I remember for the longest time. I would hear certain songs like, oh my god, I need to hear that again. 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 And with Hate, it's that battle that leads into that solo. That section right there is what gets to me. Um, ugh, yeah, so good, so good. All right, let me quickly break into the MC time. MC time was actually really fun, really cute. Saiki would not stop talking about Hanshin Tigers, and she wouldn't stop poking fun at Miku about being Ichiban Boshi. Uh, because her song is called Brightest Star, and in Japanese it's Ichiban Boshi, but she doesn't like being called that, which is funny because the postcard that I made for her actually has Ichiban Boshi at the bottom. So I don't know if she'll see it and then just rip it up. I hope she appreciates it and knows that it's from a fan and it's all out of love. Uh, so yeah, we celebrated her birthday. They brought out a slice of cake for her, and it actually had the little white chocolate. It was like a Miku figure, and it was the Miku figure from, oh my gosh, what's that artist's name? Suzuki something. She does all the anime stuff for the shirts and the posters and all that. Uh, 810 years old. 810 years old, 10 times. So she said herself, she's 810 years old, 10 times over. Um, so during the Moe Moe Kyun Kyun part, actually in the back, Kanami, Misa, and Akane took turns doing it, doing Moe Moe Kyun Kyun Moe Moe, and doing it in different ways. And surprisingly, Psyche actually also did it. How did she do it? She was like Kyun Kyun, um, which is pretty remarkable if you know Psyche and how she is on stage. Uh, but yeah, so we all celebrated her birthday, had a great time. And actually, I forget which song it was. It may have been Freedom, but Konami went up to Miku while she was singing and kissed her on the cheek. So that was a really adorable moment as well. I wish we could have had that recorded because you're not going to see that kind of stuff too often, if ever. Um, and then, so the last song, No God, as usual. But if I recall correctly, it may have been that song. But as they were going by, and you know how Miku has that ru part, Psyche came over to the princess section, which means that she had to cross by her. And then as she was doing so, she turned her back to the audience, faced Miku on that part, and did it together. And then went over to the princess section. So she was really close to me at that part. Um, yeah, so Psyche was just in a really good mood, really fun mood. So was Miku. Her Omaji Nighttime was really bright, really fun. Yes, Suzuki Shun, thank you. Thank you so much. That is correct. Um, yeah, it was just a really bright, happy, fun show. And again, the sound was phenomenal. Oh, and then after that MC time, then we get into the next insane reveal is a new song. I thought it was called "Everybody Dancing All Night Long" because that was like in the chorus section, but it turns out that the name is called Maggie. Um, I'm not sure if it's Maggie or if it's Maggie, but Psyche said that it is German, and she wrote the lyrics for it. Mm, and my take on it, and there are certain sections, not all of it, because I don't know, I think we all hear certain songs and we grab at certain parts. So for me, I could hear a little bit of Corallium in it. I could hear a little bit of hate, melodically, little sections, sort of with the way the rhythm was. And actually, T Shinji, which I don't think is too far off either, but it's not totally the same is Lenny Kravitz, "Are You Gonna Go My Way?" The riff at the beginning. It's a little bit different, but you can actually hear it. Uh, yeah, the name is Maggie or Maggie. I don't know if it's Maggie or Maggie. I don't know. Yeah, because anyway, any Germans out there? Guten Morgen. Um, so they did Maggie, and then they did Freedom. Um, Yeah, see, in Japanese it's Magi, but Magi could still be Maggie, right? Because Japanese doesn't have that ass sound, so I don't know. Freedom, and then they did Choose Me. Un- uh, Thanks, man. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, it's really good stuff. Choose Me, which ah, that's another song. I don't know. I don't speak German. Edelweiss. Mein Gott. Yeah, it is. It is a special gift. Every single show is a special gift. And then when they play that one song you wanted to hear and you finally hear it, it's like a little gift within the gift. And then another gift within the gift. I mean, it doesn't end. Let's have you do one now, Chester. Do a recording and send it, and I'll put it up on MNN. So Choose Me is another song that I hate to say it, I'm a little bit tired of. it was the first song I tried memorizing from Band-Maid, so I played that endlessly just to be able to sing the chorus. So I know the chorus by heart, but I've heard it a lot. And then the last two, Endless Story and No God. So yeah, and I'm gonna go through this real quickly because I think I was taking my time. So let me just do this real quickly. Domination, Glory, Alone, Play, Unleash. Don't You Tell Me, Shake That, Shambles, Brightest Star from Now On, Screaming, Rinn, Page, Memorable. Hawk Metal actually has Memorable and Page flipped with Memorable first, but I believe it's the other way around. I believe it's the other way around. Okay, Corallium. Oh, Corallium, Go Easy, Dice, Hate, Maggie, Freedom, Choose Me, Endless Story, No God. So in terms of the songs that were switched out, Don't You Tell Me was today's. Shake That was very much today's. Screaming, we haven't heard it in a bit. Rinn was very much today's. Page, Corallium. Um, for me, Go Easy. Maybe not for others. And then Maggie. So roughly 8 to 7 new songs that were switched out compared to Otaru. So good, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Um, yeah, Go Easy. Okay, as far as the new songs, um, and this is totally just my take. So, you know, if you hear it, you may love it. With the new songs, Brightest Star, it's very much Clupo-esque. I said that before. Vocally, she sings it in a much more Clupo style than a normal Band-Maid song, but it does go heavy. Um, it's not the most rocking song, even though it's heavy though. And then I haven't mentioned this, but they also do actually a dual guitar solo between Konami and Miku. It's really simple. It's just a few 16th notes into like octaves that they play together, but it is progress, and who knows what'll happen on the next Miku song. So, um, how would I rate it? I think Sayonaki Dori is a better song. Melodically, I think it's a better song. I think just overall, it's a better song. I like it. I do want to actually hear it when it's released on the album, because that does make a difference too. Sometimes the live performance makes a song so much better, but I also, for me, when I listen to the recorded version of a song, it definitely um, gives me a better sense of how it's arranged and produced. So it's not bad. I like it. I do like it. But I think Sayonara Dori is a better song. For Go Easy, it's my first time hearing it. I can only remember so much. I thought it wasn't bad. Same thing with Maggie. Um, okay, and you guys can, lift up your pitchforks and your torches if you want to. Um, I do enjoy, and I still really, I don't want to say I love though, because I love is a word that's reserved for certain things, but mm, Bandmaid's newer songs, um, I find them to be not as memorable as their older stuff in terms of riffs, in terms of melodies. Um, it's not as memorable as other songs from them before. So take that as you will. I'm still happy to get it. I'm still happy to listen to it. Just in comparison, I feel like I don't want to say they're getting worse. That's definitely not it. Um, it has changed. They have evolved. So I still enjoy the songs a lot. But if I were to compare the new songs that I've heard compared to some of the older songs, I still have love for some of the older songs. That doesn't mean like made in Japan, just prior. So take that as you will. And again, your mileage will vary. Is this album gonna be the Conqueror for Peter? Uh you mean the way that Conqueror was received when it first came out? um let's see. What did I still want to say? Actually, I think Unleashes that album. And I don't want to go too much into this because this is a whole long other story. Um, yeah, Unleashed was not my favorite Band-Maid album. That's all I'll say. But I love Hate Now. Oh, Conqueror is an amazing album. I actually loved the album when it first came out. I think a lot of people didn't like Conqueror because it broke away from that streak of sort of hard rock old school that people were really loving, enjoying, and expecting again. So it's kind of that uh, it's that phenomenon of thinking you're drinking Sprite and then you drink water, or vice versa. You think you're drinking water and it's Sprite, and you're like, there's that mental shock. But no, I loved Conquer from the get go. I appreciated it a lot. So yeah, these are my thoughts. This is my opinion, and I know everyone comes from different backgrounds. Everyone has different likes and dislikes, and you listen to music and you hear it the way that you hear it. So whatever, you do you, I'll do me, and if we meet, great, and if we don't, that's fine. It's no big deal at all. We're grown adults. I hopefully, it's okay if we have differences and we don't all jump onto the same bandwagon. So that's not a problem. But yeah, tonight though, again, I wasn't physically all in the way that I am quite often, and has there is recorded proof of me losing my mind at shows. But I still enjoyed the show thoroughly because of the sound system today. Just the set list was incredible. The set list was incredible. I mean, ah man, it just blew my mind. Um, yeah, really, like both at Shake That and Page for different reasons. I was about to cry. And then Rine, like that's the closest I got to losing my mind today, cause such a good song. But yeah, you know what I'm thinking about doing for MNN, and tell me if you guys actually would be interested if we designed T-shirts with the venue and the set list for that venue. Would you guys be interested if you attended that show? Would you want to get those shirts? Um, so you could say, "Oh, I went to Hiroshima. I got to hear, like YYY. No, Takamatsu. YYY in youth." Um, because that'd be cool. You can walk around wearing your favorite set list. um, Listen to it tick up before my heart rate to come down. Yeah, no. Unseen World instrumental. That's another moment I almost cried. Um, because you hear the layers upon layers upon layers. Um, it's just there are some bands that play music that's like cracker deep. Um, and then you have Band-Maid. It's like a 7-layer dip. Uh, yeah, of like salsa, sour cream, guac, cheese, all that stuff. Um, that sounds disgusting and yet delicious. And now I feel like eating tacos and burritos, and I miss it. Okay, guys. Um, Let me see if there's anything else to mention here. Ah, did I? Oh, I did mention it was Kobato's birthday yesterday, but in Japan time, it is 2 a.m. now. So if you haven't yet, it'd be great if you guys could head over to her Twitter and wish her a happy birthday. Um, yeah, she really deserves it. She had a great time today, and she's done so much. And from the stories that I've heard and the people that I've met, one of the really cool things about doing MNN is the chance to meet a lot of people I probably wouldn't have before, and I wouldn't really go out of my way. I've said before that I can be very extroverted, especially when I have to, but I think by default I'm actually more introverted and I like to keep to myself and just not talk, surprisingly. Um, but doing this has allowed me to meet a lot of amazing people, to talk to them, and to hear stories. And uh, very briefly, I won't go into details, but um, Davey Boyd, who I believe is a subscriber and watches our channel, I don't know if it's like all the time, but he seems pretty regular. I had a chance to talk with him before I flew back here from Hokkaido because because of stuff happened. But he had an amazing story, and I was, oh, thank you so much, thanks. But I was really touched by his story and how Band-Maid really did something to him. Uh, and it's just powerful. It's amazing and it's touching to see how Band-Maid has touched so many people's lives and inspired them to do things that they never would have done before. You know, to pick up the guitar, pick up the bass, the drums, to go to a different city, to go to a different state, to go to a different country, to ride on a plane for the first time. Um, Rubber Soul? I'm gonna say Revolver. I think Revolver is the best, but the White Album is my comfort food. But that's for a different channel. I love Abbey Road too. I'm God. Uh, I'll say this before Bandmade. The other band that I spent that much time and invested in was definitely the Beatles. A lot of time with the Beatles, and they're the ones who really made me appreciate music on another level. But yeah, so please do wish Miku a happy birthday, and then you know what sucks is that during the pre-show live streams, I met a couple of Misa cosplayers, and I wanted to talk to them, but I couldn't find them when I started it. Um, yeah, kind of sucks. I feel bad. So, but yeah, all in all, today was nice. It was fun. It was great seeing everybody. And sorry if I didn't get a chance to really get too close to you and talk to you guys too much. Um, Jim Morrison, you are on the wrong channel right now. um, but I'll say a day in the life. I'll say a day in the life. Um, anything else? I think that's actually it right now. Um, okay, I'll leave this open to a few more minutes for any questions. And sorry. Okay, now you guys can go a little bit more random. Yeah, you guys can go a little bit more random and ask me certain questions if you'd like to. Oh, sorry, somebody mentioned about one more show before Yokohama. Yeah, the next show is November 25th at Nagoya, and then they're going to have a month off, and then after that month, Yokohama. Uh, yeah, that's exciting. Do you think it's possible? No, I do not see that happening. I don't see an opening act for Band-Maid. Okay. I will say hi to her for you. I can do it, but our channel, MNN? Really? Oh, thank you. I'm so touched. What is the day of bass event Misa attending? 11/11, November 11th is bass, the day of bass. It's hosted by J-Wave. It'll be at, is it Spotify O West? I forget what the venue is, but there's going to be a bunch of different performers. But the focus will be highlighted on bassists, and she'll be performing there as well for that day. Last time, due to Corona, they just did a radio talk. This is with Chris Pepler, and I forget which year exactly, probably 2020. Yeah, 2020. Um, but now that Corona restrictions are over, they'll actually be doing it at the venue, performing there. Yeah, no, Band Michael isn't gonna happen. The closest we got to that was the Kyoto show this past year when they actually played all the songs. Um, but they didn't play Michael songs. They played the songs that the songs are based off of. Venus. Ah, yeah, yeah. The bassist is the bassist for Bad Bubble as well. I haven't looked too much into them. The first single I heard, I thought was, it was just okay. I don't think it was quite produced as well as it could have been. But it seems like there's potential. Yeah, no problem at all. I do think, yeah, I think the vocals didn't quite work for me. There was something about it that just that felt not quite. Uh, is that a question? I'm not gonna be so objective and say he had the best Beatles songs, but my favorite Beatles songs, most of them, are from John Lennon. Yeah. Yeah, you need to have at least decent vocals. Um, so yeah. Okay, we'll do this for just 1 hour, so 3 more minutes. Yeah, no, she did good. She really did do good. My favorite James Bond opening song, Skyfall? Maybe Skyfall? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think the concept for Venus is fine. Um, I think it's good, the concept, but Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die. That's a good one. Um, but again, there's potential. I think things start off a certain level, and it can really get to more. Uh, mm, mm. See, is there anything else that I can show you guys that? I don't know. Oh, did you guys get to see the pre-show interview with Akane? She's the girl from LA, from lower LA. She's cool. It's really, really funny talking with her. She's just like a lot of LA girls that I know that I grew up with. So when I was talking with her, man, I just felt like I was like, hey, oh my gosh, I know you. I feel like I've known you forever. So that was really cool. Um, so SJ saw it as well and thought, hey, she might be a good interview. So I'll ask her and see. And Akani, if you do watch this, would you mind doing it? Doing an interview? Am I using studio lights? Yeah. I bought some pretty cheap little lights to add some light towards me. Here's a tip: if you are doing photos, um, make sure the light isn't from coming down from on top, but that there's light facing you. And it's always good too if there's actually a bottom light, which I don't have, but I have the TV in front of me with the white screen, so it keeps it a little bit brighter. Yeah, it's not the best light, but oh, no problem at all. We'll see each other again. We'll see each other again for sure. Roscoe's. Oh, wait, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle? I haven't been there in such a long time. Um, is there anything else? Ah, it was really nice today when I was walking around. Oh, I'll take Tommy's any day. But it was really nice walking around and a lot of people saying, "Oh, MNN. Oh, I watch your channel. Oh, I watch your channel." Um, it was really nice. I I don't know. I guess maybe I should expect people to greet and say hi. Not in an arrogant way, but I do realize that we're probably one of the very few specific Band-Maid channels that has its focus towards fans, as well as the maids themselves. So, um, but yeah, it was nice. I really appreciated people saying hi. And MNN pin, and MNN. So where? Okay, and then have a pin on it as well. Hmm. Maybe I should just tattoo it, huh? Walk around with a big M. No, I'm not. I'm never gonna do that. uh, yeah, Clang was not a battle. That was just a little introduction thing. Yeah, you know what? Hades can get wild. They're hilarious girls. Um, if you guys watched the Sara interview, um, where she has her solo band, you can tell just her herself. She has a lot of energy. But her and Maya when they're together is yeah, you have the extroverts and you have the introverts. And Sara and Mayo are very much the extroverts. And they bring so much crazy energy. Maybe I'll have a cape. We'll see. We'll see. Um, but yeah, there are actually some things lined up that are coming up. This is going over an hour. That's fine. Um, there are some things lined up that are coming up. And also, said we had said that we would do a live stream show on November 4th for our what do you call it? Oh, for our 1 year anniversary. Because November 4th was the very first video that we uploaded and posted. But SJ has some things to take care of that day. And so that date has been moved to the 11th or 12th. Oh gosh, I don't want to look for it right now while I'm doing this. So I'll find it and then I'll post it on Twitter, on the community post, and then also on Facebook. So you'll find it somewhere. Um, Beatles band, yeah, man. I mean, I did see Mayu with her big fish, and that fish looked pretty fair sized. Um, but then it was Mayu, so it could still be a fairly small fish. She's a petite one. She's a very petite one. But yeah, thank you, Jim Morrison. Um, Beatles will always be my number one, now and forever, no matter what. Uh, but Band-Maid isn't too far behind. Different reasons, a different time in my life, and I love them both dearly, and I always will. Um, yeah, it's crazy. That is today was my last Band-Maid show. Um, my last Band-Maid show until maybe Yokohama. And I will get back to you on that. I will confirm absolutely very soon. Um, and it does seem a possibility that not only will I be able to go to Yokohama, but if I'm in the area, I may have some meetings, maybe interviews, maybe talk with people. because I am considering moving to Tokyo, so I can be closer to the music scene, to the venues, to the bands, to really, um, yeah, to do more of this. Um, it seems just on the fact that a lot of you are watching, and appreciate the work that's being done in terms of promoting and exposing more of these bands, and introducing some great new music to you guys, that this is something that I would love to do, because it not only benefits you as fans, as music lovers, but um, you know, it this helps these bands. There's so many bands out there, out here in Japan, that people don't know about simply because they aren't given enough exposure and promotion, and it's not being done right, and it's not being done well. So I really, like, from the bottom of my heart, it aches me that some of these bands are not bigger because of just, I know, I know. I may have to slum it if I'm in Tokyo. But it is the place to be. It is the place to be. So yeah, if anybody out there watching wants to buy me a really cheap house somewhere close to the Tokyo Kanto area, please buy it, and then renovate it, and then let me live there. uh, yeah, there are other shows that I will be attending though. I will be seeing Hades again. I will be seeing. I don't know what I'm gonna do about all my Band-Maid merch though. So, but yeah, I will be seeing Hades again. I'll be seeing the She-Gleeps again. I'll be seeing Asterism. I will be seeing Tora no Korami. And for those of you who do follow Ryan Mir, he just dropped an interview with them. Um, so after you watch this, if you guys are able, maybe at another time, is to go check out Ryan's channel and then check out the interview. So Tora no Korami. Okay. Um, I think they are an absolutely phenomenal band. Um, I don't think I don't think everyone watching will be down with all of their music, maybe some of it. Because even for me, I don't love all of their music, but their live performance and their energy and just wow, it just and Mother Yanagi, the lead singer. I mean, all of them, but Mother Yanagi. I am drawn to to fronts to front personalities, front people, front women, front men. Um, and oh my God, she's powerful. She is really, really powerful. So, um, yeah. Um, so stay tuned for more stuff. There will be interviews coming out. I do still have very short interviews with Electric Mama. They're a two-piece band. I talked about them before. With Pinkish Crown. They are right now a four-piece. Mm, yeah, they are a four-piece, metal, melodic, and really hard-hitting live performances. But a really short one with them. Erica, who is the bassist for Fate Gear, is also the bassist um, for Pinkish Crown. And then yeah, we have an interview with Hiro Tajima, who is actually the founder, the owner of um, J Rock Tours, who's also in Tokyo, and he takes a lot of foreigners to watch these shows. So if you ever do come to Japan, you guys can go ahead and visit and check him out and go to a show with him. He'll help you out with all things, and you can meet the bands and talk to them, take photos with them. He's really good at that. So, but an interview with him is coming up too. Okay, and I may try to see if I can get our Psyche cosplayer to maybe do an interview if she'd be willing to. She seems really cool and really fun. And then who knows who else. So yeah, but um, yeah, again, the whole idea is to really get you guys more connected to the world that's here, and for the bands here to get more connected to you guys. So you know, I mean, realistically, not everyone, and maybe very few, will take the time to learn Japanese or vice versa. So anything that I can do to help sort of bridge that gap, I'm more than happy to help. So yeah, Tokyo may be maybe a next step. So yeah, I would love to get all of them together. I had that thought in my head too, but okay. This has been a little bit of rambling after all of this tattoo. So, and for 日本のファン、ご主人様、お嬢様、ありがとうございます。今日もいつもちょっと会ってるしくて、嬉しくて、はい。見てる人ありがとうございます。あいつかまた会いましょう。はい。うーん、他のことはあまりないんですけど、はい。MNN の応援してくれてありがとうございます。Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. All right, guys. It is 2:30 a.m. Thanks so much, Ed. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's no problem at all. I'm really happy to kind of update you guys, let you know what's going on. Hopefully create some more FOMO and make you guys feel like your lives are empty without Band-Maid. That's the whole plan. That is the entire plan. Yeah, thank you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. I would imagine because it's Friday, you have one more day of work before you're off to the weekend. So please enjoy it. Work hard, get your rest, and you will hear from me and SJ again soon. So thank you guys. I hope you guys really just, you know, find good friendships and community and just, you know, continue to share the love. All right, guys. This has been the. Did I? Did I mention? This is the 35th. The 35th tattoo. I don't think I actually mentioned that. Yes, the 35th tattoo. Oh, is my plan working? Do you guys feel empty and lost? um, is that what I'm doing? Do you guys feel empty and lost every time I share these set lists and what happened at these shows? Maybe I should stop sharing. Huh. Okay. You know, I don't know how it's gonna go because next year, I don't know how many shows Band-Maid will do. But yeah, and it's not gonna be a tattoo, so I'm not really sure what we'll be calling these things. 11th year anniversaries. No? Will next year be called the 11th year anniversary tour? So instead of tattoos, it'll be the E-E-E-at-two. Okay, no. Eat you. Eat you. Etu. Etu. All right. Okay. It's late. I'm starting to lose it. I can tell. But yeah, you guys enjoy yourselves in Europe. I will be FOMOing here when you guys are over there, so you guys will enjoy it. Okay. All right. This has been Peter from MNN. Thank you for watching. I am here in Hyogo. The show tonight was in Osaka at Namba Hutch. It was an incredible show, amazing sound, set list to die for, and it's something that I'm not gonna lie, you're never gonna get again. So I don't know. Okay, have a good weekend. Bye guys. I'll see you again. はい。ありがとう。ありがとうございます。Bye bye. Good night, guys. See you guys later. Bye. I'm gone. I'm out. Wait, wait. Okay, bye.